Hi guys, so we'll be solving an O-level past paper question from the year 2014. The session is May-June. This is question number 10. In this question, we'll use the graph of a function to find the range and the dimensions of a rectangle. So let's get into it. The question says Adil wants to fence off some land as an enclosure for his chickens. The enclosure will be a rectangle with an area of 50 meters squared. Okay, they have given us this rectangle. The area of this is 50 meters square and one of the length is x. The enclosure is x meters long. Show that the length of the fencing L meters required for the enclosure is given by L equal to 2x plus 100 over x. What they're asking for is the perimeter. But before finding the perimeter, if we have the width or the length, we need to find the other dimension using the area. So let's say that the width of this is 50 over the length, which is x, and the length of this is x meters. Now, in order to find the perimeter, the working is very simple. All you have to do is add all the sides. That means twice of x plus twice of 50 over x. When we add these two, L comes out to be 2x plus 100 over x. The next part of the question says the table below shows some values of x and the corresponding values of L. Correct to one decimal place where appropriate. For L equal to 2x plus 100 over x, they've given us this table. They say complete this table for these two values of x. When we plug in 18 into this formula, this becomes 2 times 18 plus 100 over x. This gives us 41.6, and 2 times 20 plus 100 over 20 gives us 45. Okay. The next part says on the grid opposite, draw a horizontal x-axis for 0 to 20 using a scale of 1 centimeter to represent 2 meters. I've done this already, I'll show it to you. And a vertical L-axis for 0 to 60 using a scale of 2 meters to represent 10 meters. I've done this as well. On the grid, plot the points. This is also done in the table and join them with a smooth curve. I still need to do this. So let's see what I have done so far. On the x-axis, I've marked all the values in x that are separated by 1 centimeter points. And the values are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 all the way up till 28. And for the y-axis, that is the L-axis, I have put down 2 centimeters to represent 10 units. And for all the values present in the table, I have plotted all these values over here. Now let's connect them with a smooth line. Okay. So when I connect them, these values somewhat go like this. Okay, this is a little, I can make this a little smoother. Just like this. Okay, now some of these points are above or beyond this. Don't worry about those. But still, it is a smooth curve. The next part of the question says Adil only has 40 meters of fencing. Use your graph to find the range of values of x that he can choose. So, in order to find the range of values of x, the amount of fencing that he has is 40 meters. So you go to our graph and you draw a horizontal line at 40. When you draw a horizontal line at 40, the two values of x, the minimum value comes out as, let's see what it is, 2.4 something or 2.1, I don't know. And the maximum value that comes out over here is, let's say 17.1 something. So the minimum value of x comes out to be 2.4 maybe or 2.6, and the maximum value of x comes out to be 17.1. Let's put these values in our answer over here. The smallest value is 2.4 and the largest value is 17.1. The next part of the question says find the minimum length of fencing Adil could use for the enclosure. In order to find the minimum length of fencing, all you have to do is draw a horizontal line like this and touch this with the minimum part of the graph. When you do this at the minimum part of the graph, the fencing that comes out over here is somewhere around, is going to be somewhere around 28.1. Okay. So our value over here comes out to be 28.1. The next value, the next question says, find the length and width of the enclosure using the minimum length of fencing, giving your answers correct to the nearest meter. So the minimum length of fencing, if I put this over here, put a dot over here and find the minimum value of x, it is roughly about 7. So let's use 7 over here. So if x is equal to 7, and we need to find the length as well. Length was 50 over x, which is 7. Divide this, you get 7.14. But the question is asking us to give our answer correct to the nearest meter. Hence, both these values, length and width, both come out to be 7. The next part of the question says, suggest a suitable length and width for an enclosure of area 100 meters square that uses the minimum possible length of the fencing. Now, this is a tricky question, even though this is for 1 mark, but still a tricky question. The area of the shape that was given to us before was 50 meters square, and the area of the new shape that is given to us is 100 meters square. Okay, the ratio becomes 1:2, but this ratio is between the two areas. If we had to find the two lengths, the two ratios would become under root 1 is to under root 2, which eventually becomes 1 is to under root 2. Okay, now the minimum length of the fencing that we have used so far, the minimum length of the fencing that we have used so far was 7. So let's see, if I use this value over here, if I say that 1 is to under root 2 is 7 is to x in order to find the length on the new area. When we multiply this, 7 times under root 2, x is equal to 7 times under root 2, this gives us 9.99, which eventually comes out to be 10. So therefore, if one of the lengths is 10 and you divide 100 by 10, you get the other length to be 10 as well. Therefore, the answer to this question is the length is 10 meters and the width is 10 meters as well. And we are done with the question. I hope this question made sense. The complete working of the entire question is present in the description below for you to download. If you like this video, hit the subscribe button, and thank you so much for watching.